Hi guys, welcome back. Today I've got three beautiful watches here from Seiko that were sent in to me by a local viewer. His name is Stephen and he's a collector of watches, and these are Seiko Monsters. And I'm really glad he sent these in because these are exceptional. Seiko has got this right, and I'll explain why, so stick around as I share my thoughts on these wonderful timepieces from Seiko. Hi guys, welcome back. So I said in the intro that basically Seiko has got it right, and there's a reason why I've said that, because as of late Seiko has been having some quality control issues the last several years, and even recently I reviewed this particular watch, which I like this watch, I really do, I love it, but it's got some misalignment issues, some issues with the crown, you know, obviously being a little bit harsh and all the rest. And look, at that sort of price point it shouldn't happen. And one of my viewers, his name's Stephen, he's a collector of watches, and he's sent these in for me to have a look at, and these are incredible. These watches, Seiko has got them right, and it's, you know, he's basically purchased these from three different places. I think they're all from Japan, but different retailers, and they're all second to none, and I'll explain why. But what we have here is basically the first one is the Seiko Blue Monster. It's called the SZSC003. The middle one is the Frost Monster, nicknamed the Frost Monster, and it's SBDC073. And finally, my favorite, this is the best of the bunch for me anyway, it's the Jade Monster, and it's the SZSC005. And the reason I say Seiko got these watches right is quality control, finish. Now, the Monster is a particular watch that you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. It's one of those watches. Initially, when I first saw the watch, the orange one, years ago, I thought, oh yeah, not too bad, but a very aggressive sort of a style, a very aggressive look, and you know, from its case design and all the rest. But these are an interesting proposition. I'll tell you what, from case dimensions to the way they sit and what they offer. But let me explain. Let's get into the case sizes first. They're all exactly the same, and they are basically a 42.5mm case size with a case height I'm measuring at 12.9. The lug to lug distance is 47.5mm and a 20mm lug width. So really pleasing specs. This is pretty much SKX, Seiko SKX territory, and the way that these sit on the wrist is fantastic. Look at that, that's beautiful. They sit nice and low. They're really petite, but a big presence as far as its aggressive, bold styling. So I didn't size the band or the bracelets on any of these because they're sized up to Stephen's wrist, and I didn't want to touch that. But the reason I say that Seiko got this right is because I've got three different watches here from three different retailers, and they're all the same. As far as the bezel, the action on the bezel, fantastic, beautiful, nice, crisp. They're all exactly the same, and they all line up, spot on, absolutely spot on. The crown on all three are buttery smooth. Click, there's a little click as it pops out with the inner spring. The winding on the mechanism is fantastic, but the screw down crown, the effort required to screw the crown back down onto the case, buttery smooth. I'm barely putting any effort, guys, and it's locked in, it's done. That's fantastic. I had some issues with this, and it still has got some issues. It's a harsh crown experience, and that's a damn shame. That's a damn shame, because I like this watch. I really like this watch. So I might be sending that back to Seiko for a replacement. But I've got three watches here that are basically exceptional. They've done it right. So whether these are made in a different factory, whether the Monsters are made somewhere else, whether the Samurais are created somewhere else, the Turtles, I don't know. I really don't know how Seiko operates, but these have come up. The quality control on all of these three are just fantastic. They're brilliant. So, but let's get back onto the watches. What else they offer? They basically have a 6R15 movement in each of them. They're 50-hour power reserve, you know, 21,600 beats per hour, solid, robust, I've got a couple of 6R15 movements in my other watches. Very happy, very pleased. And I've put these on the time grapher and they're all running in at about 15 seconds, which is really good. For a diver's watch, you know, they're not regulated. That's what they're running in straight out. So a really nice base to start off with. The crystal on this, as you can see, they all offer a flat hardlex crystal with a cyclops. That's the only drawback that I'd probably say, as far as it would have been nice to have sapphire, but remember, these are ISO certified divers. These are 200 meter divers, so you know, having a hardlex crystal is obviously ideal for that sort of situation. It's, you know, it's a glass that's going to scratch, it's not going to shatter, whereas, you know, obviously sapphire does shatter. But the screw down crown, like I said, 200 meters, wonderful experience on all of them, really easy to unscrew and screw, not rough, not harsh, the way a screw down crown should be. Because you see, I get a lot of I won't say complaints, a lot of concerns from a lot of my viewers. They're asking me, saying, oh Pete, you know, should we be continually setting the day and date, you know, and the time, let's say, you know, on a weekly basis and so forth. You know, we don't want to sort of stuff up the screw down crown and the movement. And you know what, when you've got a screw down crown this good, there's no issues. You're not going to thread this. I can guarantee you. I've got a couple of watches in my collection with wonderful screw down crowns like this, from Omegas to even the Christopher Ward, and that is an exceptional screw down crown. And you know what, daily I can screw and unscrew it and you're not going to thread it. It's just a really well designed unit, and this is one of those units, so I'm really pleased with that. Now, the bracelet that they offer on all of these is a 20 mil that tapers down. They've obviously got a standard pressed clasp, as you can see. Just lock that in. 4 adjustments on this with a safety clasp as well. They all also offer a diver's extension. So you unclick it from the bottom, just there. Away you go. So it's about a 1.5 centimeter diver's extension. Quite simple to put back in, just in there, and click, away you go. So solid end links, solid links with your standard push pins, but it's a robust, nice watch, nice offering. And like I said, you're either going to love these watches or you're going to hate them. I think the styling is quite nice. It's something that grows on you with the Monster. This is the blue version, and this is probably the most toned down version of the three. They obviously offer an orange and other colors and all the rest, but these are the ones that he sent in for me for review. This particular one is a very interesting one, the Frost Monster. It's nicknamed the Frost. The dial on this is amazing, and I was going to say this is almost my favorite, but as soon as I saw the Jade in outside lighting is incredible. The green, the color that this portrays is outstanding, you know, with its sunburst effect and just the depth of, you know, it goes from black to green and back again, and really nice. Really like this. But the lume that these Monsters offer is second to none. Monsters are obviously known as being lume, excuse the pun, lume Monsters. That's exactly what they are, and I'll show you a lume shot. As you can see, that's exceptional. That is amazing, and this will stay bright for a very long time. Seiko's patent Lumibrite formula, and it's really, really good. So I like this. I like these watches. I like the fact that Seiko's got it right, that Seiko's got a wonderful collection here that, you know, they've come out of a factory. I don't know where they were produced, but they're all consistent. They've got great bezels, they've got great crowns, they've got fantastic alignment, wonderful movements. They're all great on the time grapher. Gee, what more can we ask for? I mean, that's called quality control. So it'd be great if Seiko could do a lot more of that with their new offerings. I think these are 2019. This just came out 2020. It'd be great if it's not a hit and miss with Seiko. Like I said, I am a Seiko fanboy. I love Seiko. I always have. They are a nice proposition here, what Seiko's offered in the Monsters. And like I said, you're either going to love the look of the Monster or you're going to hate it. I was indecisive. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I do. It does grow on you, especially something like that. I really like the way that looks. And look, for me personally, I wouldn't be wearing it with a bracelet. I'd probably swap that out with, you know, a nice 20 mil, you know, silicone rubber strap of some sort, something to match the dial, or a black. I don't know, but wonderful pieces, guys. I wanted to share these things, you know, and it's good to be able to say, hey, you know, we got some good stuff from Seiko, rather than having a gamble. You know, the watches that I buy, look, I'm going to be honest with you guys, the last couple of watches that I have purchased from Seiko, from a retailer, I've emailed the retailer and said, can you please make sure that the dial, the chapter ring and the bezel are aligned? And I shouldn't have to ask that from a retailer. This should be a given. You know, when we're spending, you know, $700 or $800, when we're spending $800 on a watch, we shouldn't have to ask. That should be a given. So, but look, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Like I said, I am a Seiko fan. I always have been, and it's good to see some really nice stuff coming out of their factory. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video.